I just got a message from Kristen saying that I should go check out the moon. Yeah, come with me. I think it's pretty nice. Well, hold on. Let's see if we... Oh, maybe. Hang on. It's pretty huge. I'll see if I can zoom in. I'm not sure if you're able to see that, but it is pretty gorgeous. Beautiful. It's a beautiful, starry, gorgeous. Oh, nah, you can't. No, this is a black. That was just a black sky. Uninteresting. Hi, how you going? Welcome to Turn 4. I'm Mitch. Welcome. Good to see you. Not that I'm seeing you, but it's good that you get to see me. We are about to do a little thing that happens every Wednesday called Mitch Reads the Bible. Today we are in 2 Kings. This is 2 Kings chapter 5. I'm going to read you a whole story and I'll only comment on it just for a minute. Here we go. 2 Kings chapter 5. Now Naaman was the commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. Now bands of raiders from Arad had gone out and taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." Naaman went to his master and told him what the girl from Israel had said. "By all means go," the king of Aram replied. "I will send a letter to the king of Israel." So Naaman left, taking with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. The letter he took to the king of Israel read, "With this letter I am sending my servant Naaman to you, so that you may cure him of his leprosy." As soon as the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his clothes and he said, "Am I God? Can I kill and bring back to life? Why does this fellow send someone to me to be cured of his leprosy? See how he's trying to pick a quarrel with me?" When Elijah the man of God heard that the king of Israel had torn his robes, he sent him this message: "Why have you torn your robes? Have the man come to me, and he will know that there is a prophet in Israel." So Naaman went with his horses and chariots and stopped at the door of Elisha's house. Elijah sent a messenger to say to him, "Go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be restored, and you will be cleansed." But Naaman went away angry and said, "I thought that he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God and wave his hands over the spot and cure me of my leprosy. Are not Abana and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Couldn't I wash in them and be cleansed?" So he turned away and went off in rage. Naaman's servants went to him and said, "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, you would have done it. How much more then when he tells you, 'Wash and be cleansed'?" So he went down and he dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God told him, and his flesh was restored, and he became clean, and his skin was like that of a young boy. Then Naaman and all his attendants went back to the man of God. He stood before him and said, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel, so please accept a gift from your servant." The prophet answered, "As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept a thing." And even though Naaman urged him, he refused. "If you will not," said Naaman, "please let me, your servant, be given as much earth as a pair of mules can carry, for your servant will never again make burnt offerings and sacrifices to any other god but the Lord. But may the Lord forgive your servant for this one thing. When my master enters the temple of Rimmon to bow down, and he is leaning on my arm, and I have to bow there also, when I bow down in the temple of Rimmon, may the Lord forgive your servant for this." "Go in peace," Elijah said. Now, that's actually a pretty long story to read. And one thing I really like you to do is find it in your Bibles, if you have it on your phone or on your computers, read it again, and tell me what you find really interesting about it. Because there's so many fascinating things in that story, so many details that are worth reflecting on. The one that I just want to spend one moment on is this story doesn't take place. It doesn't even happen if it's not for one character right at the beginning. And that character is Naaman's wife's servant, who says, "If only you could go to the prophet who's in Samaria, then he would heal you of your leprosy." If she's not part of the story, then then this doesn't happen. Naaman dies a horrible death of leprosy. He dies a horrible, excruciating death of this skin disease. And the prophet, who can heal leprosy, never gets a chance to do it because Naaman never shows up at his door. This girl is absolutely essential to the story. And the description in Kings, 2 Kings, in the Hebrew, she's described as a young girl. That word young is said twice. She's a young girl or a young little girl. Young little girls in this context don't have much power, don't have much wisdom, don't have much say in anything. But in this story, this young girl is essential. If it's not for her voice proclaiming the universal love of God that Naaman has never healed, and this story never happens. You may be a young little girl. You may be a young little boy, but your voice has the power to spark stories. Beautiful stories of healing and love and God's presence in the world. So use that voice. Even if you are young, use it to point people to a God who loves even the Naamans of this world. Peace.